Good morning, everybody. We are going to have a handful of videos today. In this video, let me get that straightened up a little bit. See my beautiful face. And over my shoulder, you can see the picture that is in all of these videos of Lisa and I as one of our engagement photos that everybody that came to our wedding signed, which I think is a pretty good picture to have in the background today, because we're going to eventually get to the chapter 10 quick hits talking about marriage, but we're also going to be introducing our faith and learning assignment today, which is going to be about marriage as well. So I like my wife. I love my wife, right? So I'm excited to be able to talk a little bit about that today with you. First thing I'm going to do is talk about assignments. So this is the assignment video. We're going to talk about APA number 2 and how you did. Give you the assignment for APA number 3. We're going to introduce our faith and learning assignment, talk about the due dates for both of those, and then we will move on to some quick hits and some other videos for chapter 8, 9, and 10. So, okay, let's start with APA part 2, the assignment that you did. You all did pretty well on that. A few things that I want to go over with you just so that you can make sure you get those minute little details down for the next assignment. Make sure that you're continually adding those to the steps as you progress in knowing your APA. So let's walk through this a little bit. First thing, on your title pages, everybody did pretty good. You always want to include a page number on your title page, so your title page will always be number 1. You also want to include the running head. Running head is going to be a header. You'll just create a header, and on that header it will say running head, capital R and capital H, and then a colon, and then in all caps you'll have an abbreviated title, kind of what your subject matter is. So for this, it might be something like religious attendance and at-risk groups or something like that. Just really quickly, I think 60 characters or less. Make sure that that's on the top. Then you're going to go into your header, and when you're in Microsoft Word, what you're going to do is you're going to go into the options when you create the header, and you're going to, on the second page, you're going to unclick the box that says same header on every page, because on every subsequent page, 2 through the end, you'll just have the part that is in all caps. You won't have the words running head. Running head is only on the first page, only on the title page. Every other page will just have the part that is in all caps. So you make sure that you go in and do that. Include the page numbers on all of your pages. Then on the title page, a couple of things. The best thing to do, you should be double spaced, so you just hit enter 4 times from the top of the page, and then you're only going to include title, your name, and the university. Title, your name, the university. So please remember just that. You don't need all the class info. You don't need my name. You don't need the date. Just put whatever the title of your paper is, your name, and the university that you are affiliated with. That's all you need on the title page. Also, just remember, we are the Department of Family Science, not studies. We are a science. On the second page, when you begin your body of writing, the very first thing that you put is the title. You retype the title. It should be centered. Most everybody did that. Then hit enter and then begin into your writing. Everybody did pretty well on the everyone did pretty well on the in-text citations this time, as far as either doing it in the flow of the sentence, author, parentheses, date, said, or doing it after the center, parentheses, author, comma, date. You guys did pretty well with that. A couple of things to think about when you are doing in-text citations. If you are citing somebody like Pets in the Pets article, and you're talking about what Pets looked at in their lit reviews, you don't cite people that Pets cited unless you are actually going to their research and getting those studies and reading through them. You're more summarizing what did Pets find that is leading Pets to make the hypothesis that he's making. So you're really citing Pets' ideas of the sources that he is citing. So just because he cites something, don't include that citation in your paper if you haven't read that study, because what you're doing in the lit review is you're actually citing Pets' reflection or idea on the studies that he's read. And so then when somebody goes back to read Pets, then they'll see what Pets has actually cited. I hope that makes sense to you. And then also, you did pretty well with how Pets used the Ellison article and how that article drove research questions for Pets, looking at disadvantaged groups and religious attendance and the relationship there. So while he wasn't looking at race, he was looking at single mothers. He used the Ellison, Musick, and Henderson article to argue that what is true for one group, disadvantaged group, might be true for another, right? So good job with that. And then discussing whether or not those hypotheses were supported. Then on the reference page, the very top title should say references, and then enter, and then you begin the references. Remember to use the hanging indent on the reference page. You can highlight and go into your paragraph and indentation options and select hanging indent for that page. Most everybody did that, so you're good there. But the one thing that a few of you didn't do is you didn't include the Ellison article in the reference page. Remember, you're citing both of these articles in what you've written, so both of those articles should have been included in your reference page. Anything you cite needs to be listed in your references. It's going to be important for part 3, which we're about to assign moving forward. Overall, very good job. I believe you guys are starting to get the finer details. Just make sure you go back through, pay close attention to all of the details when creating those pages. Use OWL, use Plunk's page, use your APA manual. Make sure that you're paying attention to those details. Small mistakes are not bad, but as you start doing bigger and bigger papers, small mistakes begin to add up, and the more small mistakes you make, the harder it is to give a fair APA grade on an assignment, right? So not a fair, I mean, everything's going to be fair. A good APA grade, the grade that you want, all right? So make sure that you're really going through it with a fine-tooth comb. Okay, APA Writing Assignment Part 3 has been uploaded to Blackboard. You can download that, look at it. I'm going to run through it very quickly. You're going to use the electronic database on the library's website. You guys should know how to do that by now. Locate and read articles. that you're going to locate and read an article that is related to the previous readings. Okay, so we've been talking about disadvantaged groups and religious attendance. So that might help you in your keyword searches when you get into psych articles. You might even look, are there some other sources that either Ellison or Petz cited? Maybe both of them cited something, or maybe one of them cited something and you think that article might actually relate to both. So you're going to find an article. You're finding it this time, not me. I'm not giving you an article to find. You want to see how well you do at connecting some dots. So locate and find an article, read it, an article related to the Ellison et al. And Petz study. You're going to provide an APA style cover page, including a title. You're going to create a title now. The title cannot be APA Writing Assignment 3. The title has to be something that describes the topic for your short summary paper. Okay, so you're going to create a title that is not APA Assignment number 3. You're going to integrate the findings from the 3 related articles in a 2-page APA style paper. So you're going to be looking at their results, their findings, and you're going to integrate the findings. Now, here's what you're not doing. Do not give me a paragraph that says what Ellison found, and then a paragraph that says what Petz found, and then a paragraph that says whatever your other article found. Rather, I want you to look through their findings and find some points of interest that you can generalize. What are some points that all 3 might make? For example, disadvantaged groups might benefit from religious attendance. That could be one point, and then you use the 3 articles to support that point. That's what integration is. That's what integration is all about. So you're not summarizing each article separately. You're learning to write in an integrative style. How do these articles all mesh? How do they relate to each other? Did they find the same things? Did they find things that might be in contrast to each other? Are there similar points being made? Integrate those findings. This is going to be the hardest part of writing because our default is to just summarize in quick paragraphs what each says one at a time. But that is not quality writing. Okay, so we're going to practice the integration stuff. Remember, 2 pages, appropriate APA in-text citations, flow the sentence after the sentence, however you want to do that. Mix it up a little bit. Designate the sources where you are finding these things for your summary. Then you're going to construct a reference page using APA guidelines. You guys have done pretty good with that, but remember there needs to be at least 3 articles on that reference page. The Ellison et al., the Petz, and then the article that you choose to read. Right? And if you find another article or 2 that you want to add to it, that's totally fine, but you only need the 3. Okay? Whatever you cite needs to end up on the reference page. And then you'll turn that in on Blackboard. That paper is going to be due on Monday. APA 3 is due on Monday. So make sure you are getting on that and getting that thing complete. And again, remember, the body of your paper is going to integrate or pull together themes and findings from the 3 papers that you read. Okay? Don't summarize the 3 articles in separate paragraphs. Feel free to focus on variables and connections that are interesting to you. Whatever's most interesting to you, focus on that, but make sure you're pulling those things together. All right, that is APA number 3. The next assignment that I want to focus on for a few minutes is your faith and learning assignment. In the faith and learning assignment, you are going to integrate a biblical perspective, your faith, and research, specifically in this assignment related to marriage. So you're going to provide information in a concise, organized, and grammatically correct manner. You're basically writing another little paper. 3 to 5 pages long, APA format, double spaced, 12-point font, all of that stuff. And it's going to have 3 sections in it. First section is going to be the biblical perspective, where you are going to provide 2 to 3 scripture references and describe what the Bible has to say regarding marriage. All right. And then you are going to, and this can be anything that has to do with marriage. And then you're going to provide scripture references to support your conclusions. You can also consult Christian authors if you want to do that during this section. And make sure that the majority of this section is your own words, not just quotations. So don't just throw up 3 Bible verses in quotes and call that a day. Actually describe what you believe the Bible or a Christian author is saying about marriage, whatever your point of marriage is that you're looking at. Okay. Then the second section is going to be the research section. You're going to find 3 current or contemporary articles. Contemporary, again, last 10 years. So try to keep it 2010 and on. Peer-reviewed empirical journal articles that are related to marriage issues, whatever marriage issues you're wanting to think about. You're going to summarize the findings of each of those studies and then include the citations for them and those types of things as well. And then you're going to integrate, you can spend a paragraph or so integrating the scripture reference with the research finding, identifying points between the 2 categories where there are conflicting views and points where there might be agreement, right? So that's section 2. Section 1, biblical perspective. Section 2, the journal, the scholarly articles, the research, and how that integrates with the scripture references. And then part 3 is going to be your personal response. Now, I told you last time that you only use first-person language when you are assigned to do that. Well, today you are assigned to do that. First-person language, part 3, discuss your own ideas and experiences, apply to the concept of marriage, and discuss how you might be able to use the information from Scripture and science and the integration of those things that you wrote about in part 2, and how you can apply that in your personal or professional life. And there are questions you might be able to ask that are found in the assignment narrative. Okay, this is the only section in which you can use first-person language. All right, it's the only one where it's appropriate. And then we're going to be looking for some APA format things: correct title page, correct reference list, and of course formatting throughout the paper, citations, font size, spacing, all of those types of things. And we're adding a new wrinkle to this paper. We're going to also be checking grammar and punctuation. So make sure that your spelling is good, you're using the right grammar, you're punctuating properly, those types of things. And this is just kind of a mini paper that will introduce you to not only the beautiful blending of faith and science, but also into some of the details that we'll want for larger papers that you'll write in other classes later on. That is your faith and learning assignment. Okay, so we've covered APA 3, we've covered faith and learning. Those are the assignments that I want you to focus on. That faith and learning is due on Tuesday, the 11th. So you have assignment due Monday, APA 3 is due Tuesday, in faith and learning, and then you'll have another assignment on Wednesday, your career presentation, but we'll talk about that on Friday in that video and give you the weekend to start working on that as well. Okay, that's your assignment video. I will be posting some quick hits as well. Have a great day.